Here, this is Lord Potato, and this is What If Naruto had a tail beast with unlimited tails? So, or basically unlimited power or whatever. This is basically part two of the part one that I did like 9 months ago, I think. Okay, it's been a long ass time. I need to really finish these like 9 to 10 or even 11 months fucking year olds. What if? But yeah, I'm gonna try to finish them because yeah. Now, I gotta do a recap, but before I do that, go subscribe to Anime Sensei, Iconic What Ifs, and even Obito What Ifs. They need the love, they need the subscribers. But yeah, their links will be in the description. But other than that, what else do I have to do? Also, I haven't had great sleep for a while, so I might be sleep deprived. But yeah, other than that, what else do I need to say? Oh yeah, before I go any further, I was going to make another thumbnail for this one because I didn't like how it turned out a little bit. But other than that, I couldn't because I didn't have Wi-Fi yesterday. So I didn't do this what if. Instead, I decided to do another what if that's actually going to be uploaded, well, before this one. Or after this one. I don't know which one. But it is What If Naruto Was a Protector, Part 3. That one I kind of, well, yeah, you get the point. But I kind of made part 3, it's just I haven't uploaded it. And yeah, other than that, let me do a recap, and yeah. So, what happened last time was Naruto is the youngest sibling out of the 3 children of Minato and Kushina, Uzumaki, Namikaze. Okay, Namikaze mostly. Because if you get married, usually you take the guy's last name, but yeah. Never mind with that. But of course, Naruto's the youngest. Now, Hiruzen still about like 24% into Menma, who's the eldest, 25% into Minato, or not Minato, Minto, or I call her Narwi one time. I'm gonna call her Narwi or Minto, whatever. Just know it's the same fucking person. I'm just gonna get confused half the time. And of course, Naruto had this 1%, like 1%, like burning even a fraction of the Nine Tails, just 1%. So of course, this is where, well, Naruto, he was actually thrown out of the house because he was the youngest and he was the weakest. Minato thought he wasn't gonna survive any time. It surprised him that Naruto survived for 8 years. Naruto was 8 when he ran away from the village, went into a forest, and kind of went into a cave. Now, this cave had the symbol of fire. And one side it was all crimson, like one side was door all crimson, and the other side was all kind of mystic tail green. Of course, this is where Naruto pushed the door open. The, what's it called? One side light up as red flames up here, while the other, well, kind of not red flames, like orange flames, and the other side kind of just lights up into kind of like being ice, but having a glow, kind of having. I don't know. Of course, this is where there was a scroll in the middle where Naruto kind of went to go pick it up. But something happens. Energy kind of flowed into him, hitting him so hard that he actually kind of was knocked out and went to the Mice Cave, meeting Kurama for the first time. Now, this Kurama is the nice half Kurama. Well, not the nice. He's actually both the yin and yang, just 1% of it. Now, of course, what both 1% kind of being both sides being kind of 50%, but 1%. So yeah, that would make like 1%. So yeah. Of course, this is where, well, mostly 0.50%, while the other one has 0.50% of yin yang. So yeah, this is kind of burning even a fraction of Kurama's power. It's only like 1%. So yeah, of course, something smashes into, well, the cage because there was still a seal. One side turned all into melting, well, the bars, while the other side froze and smashed. Like, it all cracked into a million pieces. While lightning actually went into Kurama. Now, Kurama did say his name and all that. He's kind of the evil and good version, but he really doesn't care. Of course, this is where, well, his eyes, his fur, everything changed from Kurama. Now, Kurama's 9 tails. 9 tails, okay. So, 4 of Kurama's tails turn into red. While the other 4 kind of turn into a misty, the 4 tails kind of went into crimson red. While the other ones turned into a misty teal green. And his last one was just mixed together with the crimson red and the misty teal green. As you know, it's actually blue, like lightning blue, like electricity blue. Like this one. His eyes turned, instead of having a slit, there were actually electricity volts into, well, being slit. So it was kind of changed the pattern. Of course, his eyes did change to one having actually kind of, well, around the lightning ball with actually being a misty teal green, while the other one was crimson red to show his fire and ice. The reason why is because Naruto actually has a third bloodline. A third bloodline that, well, Minato and Kushina never knew about. Kushina's parents, well, are the Uzumakis. Minato Namikaze, his father, was actually from a distant long clan called the Ice and Fire Clan. I called it in Spanish last time, but they're just called Frio and Caliente the last time I called them. But yeah, just Ice and Fire Clan. Now, of course, this is where Naruto's actually kind of like 25% of it. Now, of course, when he unlocks his power, he also unlocks a special type of fire and ice. He unlocked the strongest versions that Naruto, well, that in the Ice and Fire Clan can have. A crimson red flames that are second best to the white and black flames, and well, mystic teal ice that are actually second best also from white and black ice. So yeah. Of course, this is where Naruto, he has them unlocked, but his eyes also unlocked also into a different kind of pattern dojutsu. Now, I did no, it's not like these. I wanted to change them, but I don't know how I fucking changed them last time. But whatever. I don't know how the hell I did this. But other than that, let me go. So one eye has a fire pattern like this, while the other one has an ice pattern like this. So yeah. But of course, unlocking that, he also unlocked 2 swords from the clan. A crimson red sword and an icy blue sword like this. So yeah, I don't know where I got the thumbnail for the swords because, yeah. But of course, this is where, well, Naruto's powers, he's actually infinity, well, highest infinity into ice, fire, and lightning. That's his highest infinity too. So yeah, he can also learn wind and earth, but he doesn't really care about learning that. But we went into an 8-year time skip. Well, not 8-year, I'm gonna say 9-year because I would make Naruto 17 instead of being 16. So Naruto's now 17 after training with Kurama and his powers of, well, the ice, fire, and lightning. He also trained with Kurama's unlimited chakra now. Now, Kurama can actually give Naruto so much power that Naruto can go into just having so many tails. So yeah. Last time I mentioned it was because he can go into 50 tails. No, he can go into any like form of tails, like how many? He can have one large tail to show that he's like Shikaku, or he can go into multiple tails that are smaller, but they're like millions of it. Because yeah, he has so much chakra, and I mean like infinity chakra. Okay, that's infinity chakra. He has unlimited. There's like no way to drain it enough. Because infinity cannot be drained because infinity is infinity, and yeah. Also, I'm going to give Naruto a special ability because he has Kurama's having the infinity. Now, Kurama's actually not named Kurama no more. He's not the Nine Tails no more. He's called, what's it called? His name is, well, for Tails, for, instead of being called like the 9 Biju or the 9 Tails or anything, his name is Begin because that means infinity. But his actual name is called, just Unlimited in Japanese. I don't actually know what that is. Sorry about that. Actually, you want, I might just call him Gojo. So Kurama is named Gojo because, well, yes, Naruto is going to have Unlimitless. Well, yeah, Unlimitless. So he is going to have, like, that ability from Gojo. So, yeah. Actually, no, Kurama is just named Kurama, okay? I'm going to confuse the shit of you, but yeah. But Kurama is still Kurama, but he's named Biju. Meaning that, not Biju, like Bijuri or whatever, infinity in Japanese, okay? So, he's the Infinity Tail Beast. That's what he is. He had the spirit, well, let me say, Kurama has now the spirit of the old Infinity Tail Biju, and also has all its memories and all its powers. So of course, Kurama is now just the strongest right now out of all 9 tails. He also does. He's able to what's it called? Well, he's not able to fuse back with the other tail. Well, his other halves because he is now one. Well, one person. He's not no more. He's no longer needing to fuse with the other like halves. The other halves that were like 25 and 25. Yeah, okay. But of course, as well, Kurama, he can be his own person now. He is now his own Biju. He is no longer tied to be the 9th Biju. So of course, this Infinity Tail Biju is actually stronger than the 10 Tails. Because if you think about it, 10 Tails versus Infinity, guess what? Who's gonna win? Infinity is. So fuck it. So of course, this is where Naruto, he actually named himself a different name. You see here, Naruto's hair changed to both white and, well, not white and black. Changed his hair. His hair changed to a crimson red side, while his other side decided to change into a misty teal green. This is where his eyes are also changed. But of course, he also has that dojo that I showed you. But with that happening, Naruto actually went to the land of snow when he got out of the cave when he's 17. Now I should mention what Naruto's wearing. Naruto's wearing a black jacket, black pants, and black sandals. Where he actually got these, he kind of just robbed them from a village, but yeah. Of course, this where Naruto, he changed a lot. Now, of course, his black jacket kind of looks like a black coat. Kind of looks like Dobby's if you want to think about it. Yeah, that's what it's kind of look like. He kind of looks like Dobby's like outfit. So yeah, I'm gonna say not black sandal but black boots. So yeah, change that. So of course, Naruto, he's able to use Crimson Red Flames, of course, but he can use the like lower versions of the flames or even the lower versions of ice and even the highest versions. So of course, he can use normal ice color, like a bluish kind of color, in being a kind of brighter color into his misty green color, but also have white and black ice. Same with the other things for flames. He can kind of use them. But mostly he can use both Crimson Red Flames and Misty Teal Ice so perfectly that it's just natural to him because that's his natural infinity to into the Frio and Caliente Can. But of course, with that happening, Naruto. We go into Naruto going to the land of snow. Now, of course, Konoha decides to take the mission to kind of bring what's it called Koyoki to the land of snow. Now, Naruto is going there, and of course, yeah. Now, I should mention one thing. Let me go into a POV of the Leaf Village. The Leaf Village has survived multiple encounters. Now, Minato Namikaze, he actually managed to defeat Orochimaru of the legendary Sonic. Now, of course, well, not Orochimaru, mostly he managed to escape, but yeah. Now, of course, Minato has both Jiraiya and Tsunade on his side. They never left or anything. Well, they do leave, but just because Jiraiya is a spy master and all that. So yeah, that will still happen. But of course, Tsunade trained Minto, and Menma was trained by Jiraiya. Of course, Minato was training for himself and all that. So yeah, because this is where they heard about the Akatsis. Now the Akatsis will still go after the Bijus. That will still happen, but they don't know about Naruto's existence. No one knows about Naruto's existence, except for, well, the people that thought he was dead, which they still think that he's dead. No one knows about him existing or actually dying. They don't actually know if he died or not because they never found a dead body and because they never really cared. Now, no one in the village really cared about Naruto. Some of the kids were told because Naruto was a demon, but yeah. Now, of course, this is where, well, for Menma and Minto, they were actually lived normal lives. Because Minato was the one to just blame it all on Naruto. Kushina had no right to say it because she didn't care neither. But yeah. Of course, we go into Naruto. He's now in the land of snow. This is where Naruto's just walking around, looking around. Of course, the cold doesn't affect him. The cold is just natural to him. He feels nothing. Now, of course, this is where Team 7 is containing of Kakashi Hatake, Sasuke Uchiha, Menma Uzumaki, and Mento Uzumaki also, or Namikaze if you like to say. Namikaze, but yeah. Of course, Sasuke Haruno. They will be taking this, but of course they're in their teenager years. They're 17. But of course, this is where Kakashi, he's the, what's called, well, still the kind of leader. He's a high Jonin, and of course everyone else are like Chunin level. Now I should mention what Naruto's rank is, if he was ever supposed to be in the village. He is already high Kage level. He's God Shinobi right now. Now of course this is where I did mention that he had white and black hair. So yeah. Now of course this is where Naruto, he's walking around. And of course he sees how bad the village is, because he went to the part of the village, not like the others that were going around to kind of like record and kind of still defeat what's it called, Tabato and all that. That wasn't still happening. Now they were still on it, and of course the training was still happening, but yeah. Naruto went to the village, and of course he sees how many snow ninjas are kind of destroying this like village. So of course Naruto decides to help the snow village. Naruto defeated so many snow ninjas by using his ice ability and freezing them all. They all, when they get touched by this ice, they all freeze to death in an instant. This ice is so potent, so strong, that Naruto's, let me say this, both Naruto's infinities, both fire and ice, are so potent, so strong, and like, even if you get like touch once, you freeze in an instant, you burn in an instant. These abilities of Naruto are so like powerful and potent. But yeah. Of course, this is where, well, of course, after Naruto kind of helping the snow village from, well, some snow ninjas and all that, and kind of like freeing them, liberation style. But of course, this is where, well, Naruto is keep like walking around, and of course, he does hear an explosion near a castle. Like, some people are saying that that's Tabato's kind of place and all that, blah, blah, blah. Of course, this is where Koyuki was still kind of like, somewhat betrayed Konoha team, but also still kind of helped Tabato and all that. And still kind of tried to stab him, but of course, yeah. Of course, it would still go to that one heat turner and all that. And of course, this is where Menma shows up, Mento and the others. But this is where Naruto shows up on top of one of the pillars. Why? It's because Naruto is confused what is happening. He sees Menma and what's called Mento, and even Sasuke and Sasuke are having trouble with Tabato and all that. And even Kakashi tried to use Chidori against Tabato. Black Twister Dragons. And of course, this is where all of them are getting blasted. This is where, well, Naruto's saying, the fuck? Wait a minute. I know who those people are now. Mento Uzumaki Namikaze. Menma Uzumaki Namikaze. My older siblings are fighting against this pathetic creature. I knew they were weakling as hell. Maybe I should probably show myself into the bingo book. Nah. This is where Naruto's watching this, and of course this is where Mento and Menma does use the Nine-Tails power. But this is where Naruto snapped his fingers. But this is where, what's it called? Naruto snapped his fingers. A wave of sound made with chakra hits both Mento and Menma, snapping them out of the Nine-Tails cloak. This is where they're confused. Kurama and the other Kurama are confused also. Because this chakra is actually linked with, well, Kurama, the new Biju that Naruto has, that still Kurama is having, well, able to control the other two because they're having lower tails than him. He just snaps him out, and of course, with the chakra hitting, well, the chakra sound wave hitting both of them, it also sealed their cage and making it 10 times harder and stronger into letting any chakra out. This is where it's not a fucking seal, it's actually a seal, but it just increases the power of the seal. Basically, the Shinigami seal. Naruto's kind of connected to the Shinigami a little bit, because infinity is basically a power that only a god should have. Now, Naruto has actually a power of similar to a god, an infinity god, an infinity power god. So of course he's actually closer to Shinigami than you would think. And since the Shinigami is a god who controls life and death, he is actually met Naruto a couple times when Naruto actually did use infinity power multiple times. And he gets, the Shinigami can see that Naruto has, well, infinity lives. He's immortal. He can't die. He can't die from old age. He can't die from even very dangerous wounds that people would think it would be dangerous. Naruto's life has expanded when Kurama was, well, having the power of the Infinity Tail Beast. Well, it used to. The old one. I'll mention how he even had the power of the Infinity Tail Beast. This is where Naruto, he just increases the seals. Menma and Mento can now no longer use the Tail Beast power. Instead, they're getting fucked up by Dabato now. Dabato's using Black Storm and smashing them together, smashing them away, and even Kakashi and Sasuke can't do anything. Sasuke does not even have the Monokyo Sharingan. He doesn't have EMS or anything. He didn't have that time to have revenge to try to kill his brother. Instead, he had that time to kind of fuck around with Menma. So of course, he isn't as strong as the original canon. Of course, he does have the 3 Tomoe Sharingan, but of course, he's not that strong. So of course, he doesn't have like Kirin or anything like that, like lightning style Kirin or anything. He doesn't have the curse mark. The curse mark, he would not have it because Menma would kind of have 9 tails and manage to fight against, well, Orochimaru, kind of changing the timeline. Now this is where Naruto, he appears right in front of, well, not Menma or Mento. He instead appears right next to Koyoki because Koyoki tries to fight against her uncle, but of course gets almost blasted away until someone appears. This is where this person is like blocking, not even blocking. The dragon kind of stopped midair. And of course, Naruto has a mask over his face so no one can see the whisker marks. And of course, I should mention one thing. Naruto's whisker marks has changed to a red color and a misty teal green color. So of course, he just has a mask to cover it. Of course, he kind of, well, is just like standing there. And of course, his eyes do have a blindfold. Why? Because it's going to be kind of like Gojo Sensei a little bit. Just kind of like Gojo Sensei style, just having blindfolds. But yeah, of course, the attack is just standing there mid-air. Everyone is thinking, what the fuck? Koyoki's confused. But this is where multiple samurais are running towards the field. Who are, like, there were some that were still in the snow village. Kind of trying to protect them siblings away from, well, the snow ninjas. But they couldn't really stop them. But they got more inspired when Naruto came and saved them all. And liberate them. So of course, they heard about Koyoki being in the country. So of course, they are running towards Koyoki's location. Of course, this is where multiple samurais appeared and says, Koyoki, we are here to save you. This is where Koyoki's confused. She thought all the samurais died. This is where Koyoki says, but I thought you all died. This is where the samurai says, we were some in the snow village. We were protecting our people. But at least you are here to help us liberate this country from Dabato. Dabato laughs and says, oh, you people dare to think you would be liberated? He looks at the white-haired, black-haired kid and wondering how the fuck is the dragon not hitting him. This is where Naruto, like, he just slaps the dragon once. He just like swing his like left arm, and the dragon just poops away. Like, he just gets obliterated. That's where Naruto says, interesting. You're weaker than I thought. Pathetic. Wow, you are actually an idiot. Dabato says, why you? This is where he gets kicked in the stomach. The little, the armor that he had just shattered into a million pieces. Because that kick wasn't normal. It was Naruto's left kick that he just kicked that well, mostly, kicked, the armor. And that kick had ice, like an ice aura, hitting it and smashing it into a million pieces. Because everything froze. The armor just froze immediately. But of course, with that happening, Dabato was confused. He was like, what the? That's impossible. This is where Naruto then knees him right in the freaking gut. This is where he goes. This is where Naruto then punches him in the face. And then decides to just slap the shit out of him, smashing him into one of the pillars. One of the heat generated pillars. Boom! The pillar then just cracks, and of course the thing falls onto Dabato, killing him. That's where Naruto says, pathetic. You know, you didn't give me much of a fight. This is where, well, he looks at Mento and Menma still on the ground because they're knocked out. Because they don't even know what the hell happened. Naruto walks up to Mento and Menma And of course, this is where Kakashi runs and says Chidori and tries to stab at Naruto. But Naruto just absorbs the lightning and then punches Kakashi with his right arm. He kind of like absorbs it with his left arm and punches the shit out of it with his right arm. Reason why Naruto's able to absorb lightning is because his highest infinity is lightning, and his highest infinity is fire and ice. He can absorb those three elements to make himself much stronger. But of course, he just absorbs the lightning, and of course, just kicks the shit. Well, not kick the shit, punch the shit out of Kakashi. Kakashi smashes into like the ground. This is where Sasuke does Chidori. Also, Naruto absorbs it and then punches him up in the chin, knocking his ass up in the air. This is where Sasuke tries to say Chai, and this is when it hits Naruto. That shit didn't do jack shit. Naruto says, "Huh, you must have been trained by the legendary Sani Tsunade, the weakest out of all three." Pathetic. Naruto fucking kicks Sasuke so hard in the stomach, it erupted so many organs. Naruto doesn't like Sasuke because he has a flashback of when Sasuke bullied him because of, well, demon. She was like laughing. And this is where Naruto says, "Your forehead isn't beautiful or anything." This is where Sasuke widened her eyes and Naruto was kind of bullying her and kicking the shit out of Sasuke and saying, "Your forehead is fucking huge. It's huger than these goddamn hate generator pillars." This is where Sasuke is crying because she's getting bullied and also getting just her organs are erupting. That's where Naruto, he throws her up in the air, and she's right now in the air, and Naruto says lightning style. Lightning dragons. Multiple lightning dragons appear in the air, smashes into Sasuke, it obliterating her into nothing but atoms. Just reduced to atoms, I say. Yeah. Naruto just obliterate her because he doesn't like Sasuke. Now, of course, he would obliterate Menma and Sasuke, but instead he just let them live for now. This is where Koyoki is horrified. This person just obliterated Team 7 and even her uncle. She doesn't know if he's on what's called her like side or like someone else's side or Tabato's side, but she sees Tabato's dead, so yeah, but Team 7 was on her side, but she doesn't know if he's gonna go after her. Naruto, he goes at her, but then walks past her. Naruto says, "You better tell Konoha that their idiotic, their idiotic, selfish reasons will cause the death of them. They now know that I will be coming for them. And tell them this. This is where Naruto says, the name is, Chill Flames. Chill Flame, Killer." This is where Koyoki kind of understand it and nodded. Now, of course, she's scared for her life because she did not see how Naruto whooped the shit out of her uncle and whooped the shit out of Team 7 so easily. Then again, Menma and Mento were knocked the fuck out, so they cannot really do anything. But of course, with that happening, Naruto says, "Pathetic." Naruto now disappears and just vanishes without a trace. Before going, he decides to go to the snow, village, to the library. Now, of course, he checked out some books and, kind of found some scrolls and other things that, Dabato really didn't take. It was some ice jutsus, mostly snow jutsus, but Naruto took them because it would be very helpful for himself. This is where he seals them into, the stomach seal, because he has the stomach seal and all that. Of course, it's shattered into a million pieces, but it's now reformed into another seal. So Kurama can now have the seals, like the scrolls, and can actually read them for Naruto to kind of teach him. This is where Naruto, he disappears from the whole, country entirely. Gets on the next boat out of here from, Snow Country. But he gets on a boat where Team 7 and the others are now fully rested up. So yeah, Naruto's in the, Snow Village for a couple of days until, the next boat was coming. Or getting off of Snow Country. So of course, Naruto was, in the crowd. Hiding in the crowd. Looking directly at Menma and Mento and Kakashi. Kakashi was having this horrified face. Realized that one of his teams were obliterated. Sasuke or Haruno. He's having this huge anger revenge problem. He tried to kill this person with black and white hair. Now, of course, Mento and Mema were told about how Sasuke was killed. And of course, Sasuke was angry that he awoken his monarchical Sharingan. Because he was actually in love with Sasuke, so yeah. So, of course, they were angry. But of course, they were Naruto's glaring at them. He hates Konoha Leaf Ninjas. Any Konoha Leaf Ninjas that he will ever get through or ever come across, he will kill them. Doesn't matter if they're on a mission to protect the noble, doesn't matter anything. He will kill them. He had that was called promise that any leaf ninjas, doesn't matter if they're protecting a noble or anything, he will kill them without mercy thought. Except for the nobleman, he would just leave them there to die. He really doesn't like noble people because noble people are such a prick for him. So yeah. So of course this is where, well, after everyone getting off, Naruto disappears because Kakashi noticed a black cloak for a second and then turns around to talk to Menma because Menma was questioning something. And then when he turns around, he doesn't see Naruto no more. Naruto disappeared without even a trace. This is where Naruto was now going to the next, places that he wants to kind of look at. And that is going to the Sand Village, Suna. Now, of course, Gaara is the new Kazekage. And yeah. Well, not Gaara. Gaara was actually captured because, yeah. And of course, his tail beast was actually extracted. But somehow, when Gaara was brought back to Suna, he was actually brought back to life by Chill. So of course, Gaara does not have the Shikaku no more. The Shikaku is actually sealed in one of the Konoha ninjas. Because Minato saw that Suna betrayed them, but Minato then had to be manipulated and says that he will give Gaara back, but never in one piece. Meaning that he will take Shikaku out. So of course, this is where, well, Naruto goes to Suna just to kind of see how it's like. Gaara, he's not as strong as, well, he's actually stronger than original canon. Reason why is because even though he doesn't have Shikaku no more, he's actually able to sleep and actually train his body. He actually trains his body. So of course, he's way more buffer than the original canon. And of course, he is the Kazekage. Now, people believe in him to, well, make the great decisions. Because he is no longer Shikaku. Well, the demon that people believe. Because he no longer has Shikaku. But of course, people are worried. But Gaara managed to take his people into great power. By aligning himself towards, what's it called? The hidden Cloud Village. Gaara decided to align himself to the hidden Cloud Village. So, yeah. Of course, both the Hidden Cloud, Hidden Cloud and Suna were actually making trades. Better trades because of how Suna kind of have good resources for what's called a Cloud Village to need. And Cloud Village can give them also resources. So, yeah. Of course, this is where the Cloud Village also did align himself towards the Stone Village, but yeah. Now, there's 3 alliances, and of course, Konoha does not have any alliances, except for, well, if you count the Waterfall to be one of the Great 3, but they're actually weaker than the Great 3. Well, not Great 3, the Great 5, but yeah. The 5 great hidden nations, not hidden leaf nations, hidden element nations, but yeah. Of course, Naruto, he goes to Suna. He kind of gets through by a passport that he kind of got from, one of the villages that he was going through. Just because he needed a passport to get through what's it called, Suna. So, of course, the guards just looks at him and says, so your name is Gojo, well, your last name is Gojo, your first name is what? Naruto says, Frio, Gojo. Well, this is where, Naruto said, Frio Gojo. This is where they said, okay, well, that's interesting. Very interesting name. Okay, you are able to go in. Naruto goes in, and of course, this is where they look for any weapons that Naruto has. Now, of course, they don't see the seal, because Naruto can actually hide that seal anytime he wants to. But yeah, of course, you're able to go in. So yeah, Naruto goes in. He has a backpack, so it looks like he has supplies and all that in that backpack, but yeah. He also did steal a lot of money from when he kind of went through different places, like mostly bandits, because yeah, he kind of just hijacked their money. But yeah, and decided to disappear. But when he was traveling towards Suna, there was multiple Leaf Ninjas kind of going through, kind of protecting the Fire Daimyo. The Fire Daimyo was actually protected by the 12th. Now, of course, Naruto noticed that if he kills the Fire Daimyo, then there would be a problem for what's called the Fire Village. Well, mostly, basically, not Fire Village, the Leaf Village. This is where Naruto was thinking of killing them, but instead killed some of the what's called ninjas that were in the team. It was actually some random team, and of course, this is where they're like giving what's called the Fire Daimyo a kind of message from Minato Namikaze, because the Fire Daimyo was with his like daughter and other son, but yeah. And of course, the Fire Daimyo was delighted to hear what Minato kind of gave in the scroll. But before even able to grab it, Naruto appeared, burning through 3 of the Leaf Ninjas and destroying the message entirely. The Fire Daimyo then told his like, 12, the 12, what's it called, the 12 ninjas of the temple or whatever, to kind of attack Naruto. Naruto took them down without even a second thought. Asuma was on that team because he was right now kind of, well, he wasn't the one to, well, he was, he just decided to go and go back to the Fire Temple. So, of course, when he takes them all down, it was the easiest fucking fight, because Naruto, when he was taking them all down, his back kind of went into multiple tails and just smashed them all down to the ground and hitting multiple of the 12. Kind of piercing through them, even killing Asuma. Kind of ripping through him. So yeah. Here's where the Fire Daimyo was scared. Naruto says, "I'll let you live, but you better put me into a high-ranking ninja. To show that I can get through you, Fire Daimyo. Doesn't matter if you have an army or not. I will kill you if you dare align yourself with Konoha." This is where Naruto disappears. Now, of course, Naruto's voice was way deeper and much scarier because he was putting Kurama's, Infinity Chakra into his, vocal cords. So, yeah. Of course, with that, Naruto disappeared, but yeah. This is where the Fire Daimyo decides to put Naruto, this person, to be, an S-rank ninja. But before Naruto got into Suna, so yeah. Of course, this is where Naruto is looking around, and yeah. Now, of course, Bingo's books were kind of getting out, but yeah. Of course, I haven't gotten to what's it called Suna, but yeah. Naruto, he's just walking around, talking to some people that he needs kind of supplies and other things, like water, some food, and yeah. He realized that it's kind of expensive, but he didn't mind, he didn't care. Money is not a huge problem for him because he kind of just robbed people. He even did rob the Daimyo, the Fire Daimyo, one time. Well, not one time, when he was actually killing what's called 12 Fire Temple guards and all that. But yeah, he kind of robbed them for all their money. Now, Naruto, he's rich, he kind of just paid, and yeah, he's kind of just walking around until he bumps into a girl with blonde hair, with 4 ponytails. Now, of course, this girl is not what's it called, well, it is Tamari, but she doesn't like any guy. The reason why is because, Shikamaru is not her, what's it called, type. She did fight him, but since, what's it called, Konoha betrayed them, basically, they are not going to be online, so yeah. So Tamari was saying, "Hey, watch out." This is where Naruto says, "Sorry about that." This is where Tamari says, "Wait, you're new? You're not a part of Suna, are you?" This is where Naruto says, "No, I'm just a traveler." She did bump into him and did kind of feel his muscles and feel that Naruto very, muscle up and all that. Like, he's strong as fuck. But he isn't, buff as fuck like some people, like big people and all that. Naruto, I should mention, is the height of 6'3". So, yeah. This is where Tamari kind of blushes and flusters a little bit, saying, sorry about that. This is where Naruto says, "Sorry about what?" This is where Tamari says, "Oh, sorry about touching you. That's why." So if you're not from Suna, does that mean that you're a ninja from another village? Naruto says, "Oh, I'm no village." He says, "Oh, I'm not a ninja from another village. I'm just a wanderer. Kind of just picking some missions that might help me when I travel around the world. My mission is just to travel around, learn some things, and yeah. And then settle down later on. Until I destroy Konoha, maybe." This is where Tamari kind of overheard Naruto's voice in destroying Konoha, being kind of serious, but also being jokeringly serious. But yeah, Tamari kind of says, "So you don't like Konoha? Why is that?" Naruto says, "Oh, why would I? Well, if I tell you adorable, then there's a good chance I might have to kill you." This is where Tamari goes, but also fluster a little bit. And Naruto's joking. He was like, "I'm just kidding." But seriously, I just have my own reasons and why I hate Konoha. This is where Tamari kind of understands and says, "Well, have a good day then." She walks away and she's just flustered. She gets to Gaara's, like, basically the tower of the Tsunakage, basically being Gaara. Until this is where Tamari says, Gaara. Gaara says, "Yeah, Tamari. So, if we ever do go against the Leaf Village, do you think we're ever gonna be able to win?" Gaara thinks about it and says, "No. If we go against the Leaf Village like this in our state, we don't have a Chinchuriki because, well, they took out Shikaku from me. But doesn't mean that even if I had Shikaku still, I would still kind of be weaker. Reason why I wouldn't be able to work out and other things like that, because my body would kind of refuse to. Because you know my sleep deprived." That's where Tamari nodded. So where, well, Gaara says, "But if we align with what's called the Cloud Village and the Stone Village to kind of go against Konoha, there's a good chance we might be able to fight back and kind of take Shikaku back, and maybe even the Nine Tails. But you realize that Nine Tails is the strongest Biju from, well, out of the what's called 9 Biju. Even if the what's called Cloud Village has the 8 tails and the 2 tails, and if what's called the Stone Village has the 4 tails and 5 tails, we will not be able to defeat them at all." This is where a voice appears and says, "What if I help you? What if I help you defeat them? Cause, well, the Biju power doesn't matter to them or not. What if I lend a hand?" This is where, well, both Tamari, even Conqueror was there. Conqueror and Tamari gets on guard, and even Gaara, he uses the sand. That's where Naruto walks in, just like he walks in through the window and all that. He jumps back in, and this is where Tamari says, "It's you." That's where Naruto says, "Yep, it's me." That's where Gaara says, "Who are you anyway?" That's where Conqueror says, "Do you know him?" This is where Tamari says, "I bumped into him," and she kind of wants to fluster, but yeah. She kind of just becomes like red a little bit, but this is where she says, "But why are you here?" This is where Naruto says, "Because I'm willing to help." Gaara says, "Willing to help what? Us? Wait, what? Konoha." But of course, this is where Naruto says, "I can help you. I can help you destroy Konoha. If you say so." This is where, well, Gaara says, "If you can help us, then I'll gladly. But I have to know about your strength first." This is where Naruto says, "Okay." But this is where I'm going to leave it off for part 2 of What If Naruto Had a Tail Beast with Unlimited Tails. Now, of course, this is where, well, I gotta leave it off. I gotta, what's it called? Upload this, but yeah. Other than that, have a nice potato day, potato night, potato, say potato, potato, and potato. Bye, 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 bye.